Okay guys, so welcome back to my channel. So as you guys can tell from the title of this video, this is a very sensitive topic. It's really hard for me to talk about it because um, it's something that I've been going through for a while, and I've always wanted to talk about it, but I never really had the courage, or whenever I felt like talking about it, I was so in my emotions and so emotional that I was afraid I would cry or I would show too much emotion on camera and so on. But today I've decided to talk about it. And the reason I decided to talk about it is because I honestly feel like I don't hear enough about it in Dominica and locally. So I felt like, honestly today I felt like I wanted to give up on everything. I felt like I wanted to give up on YouTube, photography, everything that I enjoy doing. I felt like I wanted to give up. But I said, you know what? I have this platform, which is YouTube. And instead of deciding to give up because I'm in a bad mood, and I've been in a bad mood for a while, I should use this platform to help other people who probably going for the same thing. So I'm just going to start talking about it. Obviously, I'm talking about my depression and depression on a whole, generally, not just in pregnancy, but especially in pregnancy because I'm going through it now, but also just in general. I just wanted to show people that, yes, I am happy. Don't get me wrong, I am happy. I'm very blessed. I have a lot going on and I am very grateful for everything that is happening in my life right now. Don't get me wrong at all. But depression doesn't mean that you are unhappy with everything that's going on in your life. It just means that your mind is playing tricks on you. The first thing that I want to do is I want to tell you guys or explain to you guys exactly what is depression. So, according to the American Psychiatric Association, depression is a common and serious medical illness that negatively affects how you feel, the way you think, and how you act. Fortunately, it is also treatable. Depression causes feelings of sadness and or loss of interest in activities once enjoyed. It can lead to a variety of emotional and physical problems and can decrease a person's ability to function at work or at home. So that is the best definition that I could find based on how I have felt and how others have explained to me that they have felt. I just want to read on a little bit further. Depression symptoms can vary from mild to severe and can include feeling sad or having a depressed mood, loss of interest or pleasure in activities once enjoyed, changes in appetite, weight loss or weight gain, trouble sleeping or sleeping too much, loss of energy or increased fatigue, increase in purposeless physical activity, for example, hand wringing or pacing back and forth, or slowed movements and speech. Usually, you don't recognize that you're doing those things, but the people around you will recognize that you're doing those things. So, feeling worthless or guilty, difficulty thinking, concentrating, or making decisions, and unfortunately, thoughts of death or suicide. And obviously, that is in the most severe cases. Now, this part is really, really important. The final thing that I will take from this article: symptoms must last at least 2 weeks for a diagnosis of depression. Now, with that being said, guys, if you lose someone, let's say someone in your family dies or someone close to you dies, you feel sad. If you go for a breakup, you feel sad. If you lose your job, those are just examples, you feel sad. Now, that feeling of sadness should not be mistaken for depression. It's very easy to say, oh, I'm depressed, when you're feeling sad for a day or you're feeling sad for a couple hours. But it's very, very important to remember that depression is not something that lasts for a couple hours or for a day and goes away, and then you're suddenly happy for the rest of the month or happy for the rest of the year. No. Depression is something that is consistent, and somehow you just feel like you have a dark cloud over you, and it lasts for weeks and weeks. And don't get me wrong, most people think that because you cannot be depressed and you still look good, or you still smile, or you still go out with your friends, because then you're not really depressed. But that is just simply not true. You, like, for instance, I got up, I put my makeup on, I look good, but that doesn't mean that I feel good on the inside. In my case in particular, I this is a hard part, talking about my personal experience. For me, I didn't always have depression. And I knew, I could feel when I was getting depressed. I got anxiety, anxiety disorder when I was 15. I was in high school, and I think it was around examination time. Very stressful time for me, because I could feel like my anxiety was causing me to not perform as well as I wanted to in school. And there was a lot of pressure on me from teachers who knew that I was a very, very bright student. And for some reason, I just wasn't applying myself when I got to third form in high school. I knew why. My parents knew why. But at school, no one else knew, because obviously no one else knew what was going on with me. But I remember the first time that I got anxiety was from I was very afraid of lightning, and there was a lightning and thunderstorm going on, and I remember getting out of bed and screaming and telling my parents I'm going to die during the lightning storm. And my mother knew immediately what was going on, because she had been suffering with anxiety for 15 years prior to that. So she knew exactly what was happening to me, and she knew how to deal with it right away. Unfortunately, not many people have parents or people around them who are going to understand that right away and know how to deal with it. But my mother knew right away, and she dealt with it. Now, anxiety is a completely different topic, but what I'm trying to say is anxiety is what led to my depression. You can avoid getting depression with anxiety if you get help early enough. And I did get help, but it kept coming back, and I kept thinking I could fight it on my own. So that's what happened. And sometimes you just can't prevent it. So I can't remember exactly when I started to feel depressed, but I remember feeling like it's not going away. It's not going away. I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling down, I'm feeling hopeless, I'm feeling, frustrated with life, and it is not going away. Like, it doesn't last. Like, okay, right now, I've been feeling depressed for about 7 days, 6 or 7 days. And it's not that I'm constantly always feeling depressed. It's just a feeling that I'm not okay. I'm not 100% myself. I'm not okay. And sometimes I still laugh, I still smile, I still joke around with my friends. In fact, my friends don't know that I'm going through it right now. And it's hard, because the only person who sees what I really go through is Segi. And it's really important to have someone close to you that you can talk to, and who won't judge you, and will listen to everything that you're saying, and at least try to understand what you're going through. So I'm really grateful for him, but I understand that not everybody is so fortunate to have someone who understands, because a lot of times people do not understand, and they feel like you are just, overreacting, or you're just worrying too much, or they tell you, you're worrying over little things. It's just relax your mind, just calm down. And that's how they tell it to you. They don't tell it to you in a nice, calm way all the time. They just tell you sometimes, relax, calm down, like, stop worrying yourself. And that can sound like, they may be frustrated with me on how I'm feeling, and can make things worse. But if you are going through something like that, it's really important for you to have someone to talk to. And now that I'm pregnant, I feel like it is worse. I had it before. I dealt with it. I went to a therapist, and no one but Siggy and I knew that I was going to this therapist. My parents didn't know, most of my friends didn't know. No one else knew actually that I was going for this therapist. Well, except one of my friends who actually recommended the therapist. I was fortunate enough to see that I needed help and have someone tell me that you need help and you need to go speak to someone because I can't help you. I can't help you and I know you need help and I want you to get better, so you need to go to a therapist. But I know it's not that easy. It is not that easy to decide you're going to talk to some random stranger about what you're feeling and you don't even understand what you're feeling. So, like I was saying, I had depression before I was pregnant. I dealt with it, and I thought that when I got pregnant, I wasn't going through depression. I thought that I was in the phase of getting out of my depression. So I really thought that I was going to be okay. But I still mentioned the fact that I had depression to my doctor. And she recommended a psychiatrist to me just in case I ever feel like my depression is coming back, which is the case right now. But I will be honest with you, I have not gone to the psychiatrist because, guys, honestly, it's hard. It's hard to feel like you need a psychiatrist because honestly, people make it look like when you go to a psychiatrist, you're crazy or you're mad or you have some loose screws. That's what they call it. But that's not the case, guys. That's not the case. I am just being stubborn. And I'm being real with you. I'm just being stubborn and I'm just feeling like I can deal with it on my own and I don't need to see someone. But do not be like me, please, because right now I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the effects of trying to deal with it on my own and it is not easy. And depression in pregnancy is a whole different story because it can affect your baby. It can affect, how you take care of yourself, and you need to be taking care of yourself when you're pregnant, especially when you're pregnant because it's a very important time. If you don't take care of yourself, you won't be able to take care of your baby. And sometimes that guilt can make my depression worse because I would if I wasn't pregnant, I would, feel sad and I would feel down for a few days and I would not think about it. I would just say, okay, it will disappear. But no, I don't want my baby to feel what I'm feeling. And I don't want to give her that risk of getting depression, which I know she already will have because I have it. And because I know that, I know how to deal with her in the future. If I see any signs, if I see that she's, acting a certain way, I know exactly how to deal with it. And I don't just want this video to be about depression in pregnancy, which is why I'm speaking about it in general. So this video may come as a surprise to my friends and possibly some of my family members. I expect a lot of messages, questions, people reaching out to me, and I'm ready. I am ready and I am willing to speak to anyone who thinks that they might be going through depression and are not sure. Even those who are going through anxiety, because that's what caused my depression in the first place. I am putting myself out there for you guys. And please do not hesitate. Send me a message, call me if you have my number. If you just want to talk, I'm willing. Because sometimes, even if I am going through it, it's nice to share your experience. It's healing to talk to someone else who understands what you're going through, who knows exactly what you're talking about and what you're feeling. But even if you don't want to talk to me about it, even if you feel like, I'm not gonna tell her my business, that's fine. I don't want to know your business. I'm just trying to help. And if you don't want to talk to me, please try to see a professional or a close friend or family that you trust. Please speak to them, reach out to them, let them know what you're feeling. And for those of you who are not depressed or who don't have depression or anxiety, try to be that person for that friend of yours who might be going through depression and anxiety. I listed the symptoms to you. You will be able to see for yourself if something is off with one of your friends or your family members. And I encourage you to reach out to them and be that strong person for them. Be that person that listens, that doesn't judge them and makes them feel like comfortable enough to talk to you, because that is very, very, very important, and I cannot stress that enough. So even if you don't have depression or anxiety, please be that person for your friend or your family member or that person close to you, that coworker, even if you feel like it's not your place. Sometimes they might just want to talk, And if you are willing to listen, that is all they can ask for. So if you have any further questions, or if you have anything that you'd like to say to me, please, like I said, do not hesitate to message me, and I will try to respond to everyone as soon as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and for the support on my channel so far. I felt like I really needed to do that video because even now, just talking about it, I feel a lot better. And I might not be completely out of my depression, but this did help. And I'm not telling you to go make a video and tell everybody everything. I'm just saying, speak about it. Be open about it and do not keep it inside, because it will only get worse. I can tell you from my experience, it will only get worse. So again, thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next video.